Welcome to Drumshee Days, starring Maura Logue and David Ison.
Nora Gallagher here, welcome you all to Drumshee. Now I know you haven't heard of Drumshee because it's a wee hidden secret of a gem of a place tucked away in the heart of Donegal. And back in my young day in the 1950s, we were very proud of one thing that we had in Drumshee, and that was our dry dance hall. Everyone came out on a Saturday night for the Saturday night dance. And I'd be there too, like the rest of them. And God knows everybody loves a dance. And everybody, including yourselves, have romantic memories of dance hall days. And tonight I want to tell you about my wee romantic night in the summer of 58. The night of me flirt and me flit.
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. Real life nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. You know I've got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart. She's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle come to town, riding on a pony. You know I'm a Yankee Doodle, I'm a Yankee Doodle, I am a Yankee Doodle boy.
Standing over by the ladies was me usual spot at the dry dance hall. In a country place like ours, everybody had their wee territorial spot. And if you closed your eyes, you could nearly know what was going to happen at the beginning to the end of the night. Because not much did happen, really. Until this night, when I saw this handsome stranger coming through our hall door. Usually when I was standing near the ladies, it was for two reasons. One was, it was a good escape valve if I saw any of them leering buckos that were full of Irish whiskey after coming from Shaw and Shamey's shebeen, and then blurry-eyed in the lookout for a poor sober girl, I could juke off and avoid them. And of course every Saturday night Father Maloney would have to do the announcements. God love him, but he loved doing the announcements. And when he'd start, half of the young ones would run into the ladies' toilets and get the old Woolworths lipsticks on, and of course the rouge on, and put it all in place with the hairspray. But this night, I didn't budge. I stood me ground because I was just fascinated and looking at this handsome stranger. Father Maloney started his announcements, and of course it was the same thing every Saturday night. He'd remind us boys and girls to be good, moral boys and girls, and to make sure that there was no close dancing. He had his 1 yard rule, and everybody had to stay a yard apart when they were dancing. Sure, Father Maloney was way ahead of the times. Sure, there was social distancing then. It wasn't just invented recently, you know. So anyhows, Father Maloney, of course, would give out that there wasn't enough silent contributions in the collection box on Sunday. He says that the 10 shilling notes and the pound notes were as scarce as hen's teeth. But every word that Father Maloney said just went straight over my head, because all I could do was look across yon dance hall at that handsome stranger. Who was he anyway? Who were his relations? Was he Irish at all, I thought to myself? And more importantly, had he a car? He certainly wasn't from here. And I knew that by the starched shirt he was wearing and by the fancy dicky bow he had on. Oh, and that smile of his. Do you know this? He had every one of his teeth. The Straban Boys band were setting up, ready for the first set. Father Maloney had booked them at the beginning of June. Well, he regretted it by the end of June. I think he thought because they were called the Straban Boys Band, that they were a bit like the Artane Boys Band. Not a bit. These Straban Boys had all of the modern songs and tunes, and rock and roll had arrived to Drumshee, much to Father Maloney's disapproval. But sure, he'd booked them for the summer, and it wouldn't be right to get out of the contract, so he was stuck with them, much to our delight. We loved the Straban Boys Band. Aye, the girls were all getting ready. After Father Maloney left the stage, the Straban Boys were gearing up, and there was jockeying for position along the edge of the dance floor. All the girls preened up, waiting to be asked to dance, and them all a fluttery. Now, I was no spring chicken even then. I was now 29 years old, forever, so I didn't do too much fluttering. I kept myself calm, but I kept an eye across that dance floor to see where yon handsome stranger was. Luckily, all the girls were out on the dance floor for that first dance, and the excitement was hot in that hall.
Well, it said, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about spending some time with me? I said, hey, sweet baby, don't you say maybe, I think we should spend in our company. I got a flatbed Ford and a $2 bill up on top of the hill. Up on top there's a mansion, it's free. The soda pop, the dancing is free. So hey, sweet baby, don't you say maybe, how's about spending summertime? How's about cooking something up? How's about cooking something up with me?
Gorgeous face of that stranger. And then I thought to myself, geez, I better stop gawking or he'll see me. So I looked down and, geez, then didn't I see something I had never seen in my life before. This boyo was wearing white, shiny shoes. I didn't know what to think. I knew one thing. No boy from around here would be wearing white shoes. Sure, they wouldn't last a week on our muddy lanes up here in Drumshee. So this boy wasn't from around these parts, I thought. The next thing, don't I see him heading across that dance floor. I looked to my left and to my right to see what the competition was like. And all that was beside me was half deaf in one ear, Mary T, and her friend Betty Shan with the lumbago and the stick. Now, they were both over 40, so I doubt they were much competition, I thought to myself. I looked down at my feet so that I wouldn't be caught staring. And lo and behold, there were the two white shoes at my feet. I looked up from his toes to that gorgeous face, and there he was, giving me a smile. And in a velvet American accent, didn't he ask me out to dance? He did. Oh, you should have seen the look in those Dolly Bird Brigade when they saw this handsome man taking me out, Nora Gallagher, with me 2 left feet, out to that dance floor. I'll tell you, we cut a queer figure.
By the light of the silvery moon, I love to swoon. With my honey I'll cruise, honeymoon. Keep on shining in June, your silvery beams will bring love dreams. We'll be cuddling soon. By the light of the silvery moon.
We danced and we danced and we danced. 3 sets in all. Oh, he whirled me round and round, and he swung me about, and I never danced better in all my life. I'll tell you, he was some dancer. And as he swirled me around, couldn't I get the waft of man's perfume? I'm telling you, girls, he was wearing men's perfume. Now, it was probably aftershave, Old Spice aftershave, I'd say. Oh, I'd heard all the Americans wear that. And the aroma of the aftershave, blending with my steamy Cote La Monte talcum powder, created an aroma around us. We were heaven sent. Oh, I'll never forget that dance. 3 sets and all. And then, guess what? He invited me down to this supper room. Well, do you know how he asked me? Or I sure I made a right mess of it. Says he to me, would you like a sarsaparilla? I said, what? Thinking he was making a lewd suggestion. He saw me confusion and he said, a soda pop. Ah, the penny dropped. I says to him, I'll have a cup of tea, thank you. And he escorted me down to the supper room. And you all know what that means, don't you? Aye, a sit down in the supper room meant a getting to know you better and a hope of more. We sat down in the cosy corner, I remember, under Our Lady of Knock picture. And he went up to get me my tea. Oh, I could see Maisie at the tea counter interrogating him. But this city slicker wasn't giving much away. He got me tea, and I could see her looking down at me then as he came down towards me with my tea, and her looking at me with the raised eyebrows as if to say, huh, he's far too good for you, Nora Gallagher. I'll be keeping a wee eye on you. But I didn't care. I just looked back at her because I was the cat that got the cream. So I just smiled sweetly at Maisie, the tea lady. Me Swanky, Yankee, he sat down and he gave me my tea. Now, mind you, he didn't give me any penny biscuits, nor did he buy me a cream bun. No, but I didn't care, because all I wanted to do was to look at him. Oh, he was that good looking, and the smile he had. Do you know this? He had every one of his teeth. He sits down and he asks me my name, and I tell him, I'm Nora. Big silence, because I didn't know what to say, and then I thought, you'd better ask him his name. So I asked him his name, and he told me. And there was a longer silence. Do you know what kind of a daft name that bucko had? He was called Randolph. What an under God of a mouthful of a name is Randolph? I mean, I'd heard of Rudolph, but he was a reindeer. He saw that I wasn't too happy, and doesn't he say to me, hey, don't worry. All my friends call me Randy. What? I couldn't even say the name out loud. I couldn't say it. It stuck in my throat. For God's sake, how and under God could I be seen out with a man and his name R-A-N-D-Y? We all know what that name means around these parts, don't we? Or I'd be the laughing stock of the whole town land. Can you just imagine if I had brought him home to meet my mother and my father? Can you imagine me saying, Mammy, here's me new boyfriend, and he's Randy. Jesus, you'd be running for the novenas immediately. I could see her running for the blessed candles, all 10 of them. And my father, he wouldn't be tolerating any names like that, because as far as he was concerned, the only decent and trustworthy name was the name of an Irish saint. And if you didn't have a name of an Irish saint, then you were a pagan, and pagans weren't entertained in our house. So the game was up. The game was up for the want of another name. I didn't know what to do, but I was ripping in my head. So I said to him, excuse me, I have to go and powder me nose. I heard that line in a film once. So I got up, and with as much dignity as I could muster, I walked out yon sitting room, and I walked down yon hall, and I went into the cloakroom and I got me coat, and I skedaddled out of our hall, and I left me handsome swanky Yankee sitting in the supper room with his tea going cold, and him not even with a penny biscuit to keep him company. I was scunnered. I got me boots from behind Liam Clancy's ditch, and I took off me dancing shoes, and I tucked one in each pocket, and I headed that long lane home, all on my own.
Dream, 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 dream. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Taste your lips of wine, oh so very fine. I'm dreaming my life away. You know I love you so, and I want you to know all I've got to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream.
As I walked up our long lane home, me and me own, hearing the music from our dry dance hall getting fainter and fainter. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it have been so good if he had gotten to walk me home? The moon was full, and the night it was calm, and full of the sweet scent of winds. And I thought to myself, he'd have his arm around me waist, and he'd be whispering sweet nothings in my ear. And then he'd turn around to give me that first kiss. And squelch, he'd look down at his 2 shiny white shoes, and they'd be covered to the tip in cow dung from all of the mush and clabber up our lane. Aye, I'm afraid this city slicker wasn't cut out for country living. So that was me night of me flirt and me flit. Of course, when the word got out about the name that I had, sure, I was teased for weeks. Got to the point where I was so fed up with him teasing me about his name that I took on the role of the Cloakroom Girl at Drumshee Dance Hall. And I'll tell you, from that vantage point, I could see everything. I knew all the news and all the shenanigans that were going on. So, if you want to know more about the characters at Drumshee Dance Hall, maybe you'll come back and join us all next week. Friday night, 7 o'clock, from the comfort of your armchair. And I'll tell you all about the Merry Widows and the night they got the better of the councillor.
Honeymoon, keep on shining on you. Your silvery beams will bring love's dreams. We'll be cuddling soon. By the light of the silvery moon.
Thank you all for listening. So from myself and himself, we'll say, Ihawa Agus Bannert. See you next week.